Color Guard is an after-school activity or sport here at Monte Vista, and what we do is we incorporate dance along with some equipment.
It uses a lot of athleticism as well as theatrics. We spin equipment such as flag, rifle, and saber.
Well, Color Guard is a very umbrella term, so it encompasses fall season and the winter season. Fall season is when we go out with the band, the marching band, so we perform a field show outside. Winter Guard, the main distinguishing feature would definitely be that we're indoors, and we typically have a floor that we use so that the floor won't get like damaged or anything, and we can also incorporate the floor within our show.
In the beginning, it started off as like ROTC. You know what that is? It's like Marine Corps. It's not very dancey. It's more like, they spin and then they like hold the U.S. flag when they walk into that. But then it's expanded towards like Color Guard and like dancing.
Color Guard has a lot to do with dance. Within our activity, we say that Color Guard is dance. We're just dancing with a piece of equipment. So with dance, there's a lot, it's just your body and what you can do with your body. Whereas Color Guard, it's with your body, and then you also have to incorporate equipment. So what we think about is a flag is just an extension of your arm or extension of your leg. It's just to add more into the dance that we're doing.
The dance team here at Monte Vista does a lot of like hip hop, jazz, ballet, stuff like that. And we do that too, but mainly we do more contemporary modern. We don't only dance, so like usually a show we would dance a bit and then we would spin equipment.
So we have Janice Valencia. She is the assistant coach and she's kind of like our movement specialist. And then we have Julie Hardwick. She is our flag specialist. And then we have another new technician that we have. He is Randy Tam, and he is mostly working with the JV this year. For me, for some reason, when I'm at Monte Vista, I think I just see a color out of greens. What can go with green? I thought of maybe plants. For this show, how do plants move? How do they grow? What do they look like? So, plants grow from the ground, so that's why we start on the ground and we grow up. What do the flags look like? Are they going to actually have plants on them? Or are they going to have trees, leaves, and stuff like that? What is the staging, the drill formations are we going to do? Maybe some bind formations and stuff like that.
Every week we have about 3 practices. Mondays and Fridays we have 6 to 9 practices, and on Saturdays we either have a competition or a practice from 1 to 9, so it's a pretty long practice. So I would say on a regular practice day, we would go to practice at 6. We would warm up, maybe run a little bit, do some stretching. Then we have like a dance block, so we do technique dance stuff. And then we would do across the floors, where you start on one side and you do dance technique across the floor. And then we move on to equipment, and same thing as dance, we would do like technique things, and then maybe work on some tossing and stuff like that. And then once we've warmed up our equipment and techniques, we would either work on our show or clean segments. So cleaning would be like, making sure everybody's doing it correctly, doing everything together. Near the end, we would start doing runs or chunks. So we would start from one portion, use the music, and go all the way through to either the end or a certain piece. And we usually end practice, and that's what we usually do.
Sectionals, basically, JV and varsity Color Guard, we hold it on different days. But every lunch, once per week, we have sectionals to like work on something as a group so that we can improve outside of practice.
Most people who join the Monte Vista Color Guard, it's their first time ever. Some people have dance experience or something, but equipment, people walk into the workshop and touch a flag for the first time. And when I went to the workshop for the first time, I had no experience at all, not even any dance experience. I used to play volleyball, so like really far away from dance. It seems like a lot of commitment for like 10 hours a week, like for the whole year, but really it's not that bad. Even though it's year round, like for most of the majority of the week, we don't have practices. And the days we do have practices, you just have to, finish your homework a little bit earlier or like finish your homework as soon as you get back. I think it actually kind of helps because I know, like, let's say if it's a Monday or Friday, I have a practice day. I know, I don't have a lot of time because I have to have 3 hours for practice, so I would finish my homework pretty early that day.
I think my individual concerns reflect a lot of our concerns as a group, and that would definitely be time management because Color Guard takes a lot of our time. But on top of the practices, we also have competitions and they take up the entire day.
So we went to the Union City Regional. It's a local one, and the JV did a really good job the first time around, and they did fantastic, and they were really pumped for that. The varsity didn't do as well, but they were pumped to get a second chance because they got into finals, and it was fantastic to see that they have grown up since the first season I first started teaching here until then. And I was just like, wow, they look fantastic here, and they ended up making finals. So we had the JV, they won. So that was really awesome. They won their division. They got first place at regional champion. And then my JV, my varsity, they went into finals, and they actually went up 2 places, and their score went up. So it was fantastic. So that was a really good highlight.